Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Menowave Lounge, hot flashes and cool conversations. Today, I'm so excited. We have Anna Dannfelt with us. She is an aromatherapist. Welcome in to Anna. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine. Nice to see you. I'm so excited for today.
Yes, I am too, because this is such an amazing topic. I have never had anybody on the show before that we've talked about aromatherapy and actually really have gone into it. So I'm really excited. Let me tell the audience a little bit about you and then we'll roll into it. Anna is a veteran aromatherapist, mentor, and sacred transformation guide with over 35 years of experience supporting women across the globe. Her work blends science, ancient wisdom, and spiritual insight to empower women through the natural transitions of life, especially menopause. Anna believes that menopause is not the end of the story, but the beginning of the one you were meant to always write. Thank you, Anna. Welcome in.
Yeah.
So today, I want to jump in because there's so much I want to cover. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got to where you are today as a aromatherapist?
Okay. Young, traveling, all that. And then I started having babies. I'm from Sweden and had a tiny cottage in the forest. So I moved to this cottage with my children. I continued having children and I was foraging and using herbs. And then I came across essential oils and I had never heard about them before. It was an instant love affair. The moment I came across these, I knew this is what I'm doing. This is my future. And this was in 88 or something. So it was before aromatherapy as we know it today. It didn't even exist. So from there, we built it up in Sweden, me and another lady. And along the way, we opened a school. I've certified a lot of therapists. I've worked globally with aromatherapists around the world because we were so few. The veterans of us were so few. We set everything in place. And it just grew. It just grew and grew. I did everything, perfumery, skincare, worked with doctors, hospitals, all of these things. Everything just happened somehow. And of course, living in the forest, I was always in the energy. And I had my babies at home with the help of essential oils. They've been carrying me all through my life, my children when I've grown up, and my animals as well.
That's such an amazing story. I love that the essential oils were such a big part of your life and helped with your children and animals. I love so many of the essential oils, and we're going to kind of get in there. But first, I want to say for the women that don't really understand or have heard or just know a little bit about what aromatherapy is, can you talk a little bit about that, what it would be, how it helps a woman in menopause? Let's start there.
There are a lot of levels of aromatherapy, but for today, we will talk about emotional aromatherapy. It's not just something you smell and you like or don't like. Now we're going to go into that because it's so fascinating. In the only place our brains actually stick out of the skull is in the nose. There are receptors in the nose. Essential oils are like keys that fit into these receptors and go physically into the brain. It works with hormones, emotions, memories, everything. And from the brain, it moves with the blood through the blood-brain barrier and out into the entire body. One drop of oil has a massive impact. One drop of lavender oil. Yeah. Can you see it there?
Yes.
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
one drop of lavender oil. One drop. So one drop is a lot, right? And
Yes, I
it can
didn't know
help
it
you.
was so much. So much went into making that one drop of oil. That's
Yes,
amazing.
yes. It can impact you both physically and emotionally, but usually what we pick up on and notice the most is the emotions when we smell an essential oil and it
Mm.
works in our brain. So brain fog, memory, emotions, irritation, mood swings, all of that is really quickly taken care of by the essential oils when you inhale them.
I know just before we started the recording, I was trying to get my thoughts centered. So I smelled my lavender and it just recentered me and cleared my mind. That was just lavender oil that we were talking about. I love how it quickly changes the energy you're experiencing. If you have anxiety or depression or fear, essential oils can quickly bring you back and change your energy. I love that about essential oils, especially how it affects the brain. Our sense of smell is so acute, right?
Mhm.
And it brings back not only memories, but it helps to change the mood and energy we regulate, right?
You want to have another interesting fact about the sense of smell? It takes molecules for us to have an emotional reaction to an essential oil. It takes about seven, between 6 and 8 molecules to trigger that. But for us to have an cognitive scent so that we know, oh, I am smelling something, it takes a minimum of 30 molecules.
Really?
Okay, you see how powerful these oils are. You don't even need to know that you're smelling them. They still do their business. I think this is really important. All scents are not the same. A lot of fragrances will trigger you emotionally because they're connected to a memory. You had a bad experience or a good experience, so you love the perfume. It smells like your mama, but they
Mhm.
do not enter the brain. It's just a memory as opposed to essential oils that actually physically enters the brain. So that's what I wanted to say. And also the blood-brain barrier that we have in our system is to stop toxic fumes and stuff from moving, like you get something on your body that it goes up into your brain. And so it's a protective layer. So needed to get that out there.
Oils can trigger memories, but also it can go through the blood barrier into our actual physical brain. Is that how we react to something like that? Are we doing it because an essential oil is going to help us with our emotional energy, mood, or depression, or anxiety? So,
If you don't know, when you're inhaling an essential oil, it is volatile, right? So it flies up your nose, connects, and then goes into your brain. It enters the bloodstream, goes through the blood-brain barrier into your entire body. If you massage an essential oil onto your skin or use it on your face, it will enter, because the molecules are so small, it will enter the bloodstream and move through the entire body up through the blood-brain barrier into the brain. And they've done tests with this. The research is done, right? Once it's in your system, it goes into your blood, it will access every single cell in your body. What people know the most is when it comes to emotions. You're scared, angry, irritated, have anxiety, or you're depressed, you have these crazy mood swings. All of these different things are so easily rectified with just smelling essential oils, which makes it a really simple way to work with them. And then at the same time, you know that they go into your body, they do the business, and they're very, very connected with their hormonal system in the body, and everything
mm,
is controlled by hormones.
let's talk a little bit about that. How does essential oils interact with our hormones? And then the second question would be, how do we know what oils work best with our hormones?
Okay, going in there, then we have to start talking medicine. And I don't think we have either the time or my experiences that I could get really hyped. And I'm like, oh, this is so exciting. And people are like, no, no, this is too complicated for me.
Okay, let's not go too deep into
We'll
it.
leave it there,
Okay.
but some essential oils like geranium and clary sage are two oils that I use a lot. They are very intimately connected with the female hormonal system. So they can help, because a lot of the mood swings and emotional stuff we're getting when we are in menopause actually comes from hormones, right? Our hormones are out of whack. So we get mood swings or irritable or whatever is going on. And these oils help with that. They calm it down and they balance everything. So that's a great help. Any woman who is in menopause, if nothing else, get a bottle of geranium, because that is going to take care of your irritations. That is the number one oil for irritations.
When I smell it, if my emotions are way up here, it immediately calms me right down. And it's like, oh, okay, I can do this now. I love that. That's the best one. I do have the geranium, and I'm going to add the clary sage to that. So that'll be,
Wonderful.
you can carry that in your purse and use it throughout the day when you
Mm.
get anxiety.
A nice way to use it is like you can pop a couple of drops on a tissue and put it in your bra. As I said, they're volatile. Heat makes them fly. You will be in this sort of cloud of balance. It's a really nice way of using the essential oils. Really simple, because I think simple is good. You don't need complicated stuff. You want it simple and
Yes,
doable.
simple. I'm going to switch gears a little bit and talk about understanding oils, heavy versus light, and what that means. So can you share
Okay.
a little bit with that?
Yes, the essential oils live within a vibrational range. You have everything from the base oils, the heavier oils, they're bigger molecules, they're often more viscous, all the way up to the really stimulating oils like peppermint, rosemary. A lot of the herbs, the spice oils are in this space. And in between, you've got the balancing oils. And guess where geranium lives? Right in the middle, in the balancing. Now, this vibrational range, if we say it goes from 0 to 10, just to keep it really simple, right? So 0, you've got your cedarwood, vetiver, sandalwood, frankincense. You've got your friends there, and you've got the geranium and ylang ylang, a lot of the florals. Then you've got the spices and the citruses. That is the balance, right? So if you are really stressed, you can calm down and get back to a more balanced vibrational range by using a very stimulating oil. If you're really depressed or low on energy, you can actually bring your energy up to the balanced vibrational range by using an oil like frankincense, for example. And this is really important to understand, because through the years, I have so often clients, I lived years in Luxembourg, and it's business and it's pushy, right? Many of my clients said, I want more energy. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. I can give you the zippiest oil that exists. You're going to go home and sleep for a day, because that's what your system needs. Oils
Mm.
will balance you. They are not drugs. They will not change anything. They're always striving after balance. And that is this vibrational range, which is so beautiful, I
Mm.
think.
Oils help bring balance back
Mm.
into our energy, our life, our bodies. That's so great. I just love that. It made me feel like I now want to really go out and experiment with different oils and find out what works for me. What if I don't know very much about oils? How would I start?
There's a plethora of books out in the market, and you can look in them. But the thing is again, as a therapist, very often we don't know what we need. We think we know that, oh, I want to feel more like this or more like that. So what I usually say, and I've also through the years very often used essential oils as a diagnostic tool when I work with people. So I let them sniff through a range of oils to see where they are at. Cloudy. So the best way that I find is go somewhere where you can smell the essential oils, where you have the chance to smell them, and decide on a handful of oils that you want to smell. Important to know is that our sense of smell gets saturated very quickly. Between each oil you're smelling, you need to breathe some fresh air. You can smell coffee grinds. You can actually have a little bag with coffee grinds. You can sniff through wool, because it will clear your scent palette. And 5 oils are usually about the range you can smell at one sitting. And then when you find your oils where you go, oh, I like this, or it's an oil where you're like, oh, I'm not sure about this, but I can't stop smelling it. It's also a great indicator. Yeah, this might be a good idea to have. When it comes to buying the oils, and this is really important,
Mm.
the oils are sensitive, they are alive, and all oils are therapeutic essential oil. That doesn't exist. That's a gimmick, therapeutic oils. Deteriorate, it's called oxidize from heat, light, and air. If the bottles are sitting in the shop under lights in the heat, you don't want to buy them. but it's a good place to smell the oil. So then you can buy them somewhere else. I'm working with Matix International. I think they have really good quality oils, and I'm a stickler for quality. They have a lot of knowledge behind, and they ship worldwide. You will have that link so you can buy your oils from there and get fresh oils. Because when you look at a bottle and it has a date, the date is the package date. It's not the best before date. If it's sitting in heat, it's destroyed quickly. You want your oils to be alive, and you can almost smell that because they don't change much in smell. When you hold it under your nose, a healthy alive oil will fly up into your nose. You don't even have to pull it in. The moment you breathe again, it's there. And if it's flat, you know that it's oxidized, and then why pay for that? Also, they should all have different prices because they're different with how they grow, how much yield you get, etc. These are like your basics. Go and smell the oils, take the ones that you really like because they will work for you. If you like them, they will work for you. It's as simple as that.
Mm. I love
So,
that because that lets our body tell us
yes.
what it's attracted to and how it's going to work for you, how it's going to energize you or help you to calm down. Thank you for sharing the knowledge of what we should be looking for when we are looking at different oils. I know I've walked into Macy's perfume and you're just overwhelmed by the sense of it and you come walking away lightheaded. And smelling the coffee really helps a lot. So that's a great tip and just breathing some fresh air. I love going in and smelling, but I know it can really overwhelm your senses. So great tip on that. I really like the idea of bringing essential oils in on a daily basis. I use frankincense a
Mhm.
lot as a roll-on, smell, and castor oil. I put it together with castor oil and I use it on my face. It's a wonderful moisturizer. But there's so many wonderful ways to use essential oils. I like the idea of putting it on a tissue and then putting it close. But there's also jewelry like little necklaces or bracelets that you can put the oil on and always have that around you. I love that. That's such a great way of smelling the essential oils throughout the day and how it affects you.
I have a necklace that I bought in Marseille, I think, in a antique store years ago, 40 years ago. And it's like a little cage, it's beautiful in gold with turquoise and so, and it's called a pomade, a pomander, because a pomander was a piece of jewelry that was made to put a scent in. So you have a piece of cotton, put your scent on that and carry it with you. And very often they were like necklaces or brooches, so you would have them close to your face so you could smell them. And now they become really popular again, and there are loads of gorgeous aroma jewelry out there. It's important to remember to put it on a piece of cotton because you might want to change scents. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I guess that's part of experimenting with what is going to work for you and what doesn't. Do you have any favorite rituals or grounding or energizing that you can recommend for calming the system? I know we talked about geranium and clary sage. Is there anything in the wellness that we should know more about?
I think those are really important, but there are also scents that not maybe not everybody likes. And citruses are usually very popular because they give a sense of freshness. And the florals, of course, everybody thinks that everybody loves rose. Not true. I know so many, especially women, who really do not like rose. Ylang ylang is another oil like that. Everybody, ooh, ylang ylang. It's so sensual and lovely. Men love ylang ylang much more than women do, interestingly enough. So I'd say, again, if you like the scent, go for it. And then you can play with it. You can say, for example, oh, well, I have a clary sage and a geranium. I'll take one drop of each on a tissue and see what happens. Oh, that was a nice scent. It's like one plus one makes three, right? Then you go, oh, I like that one. I can mix those together. And maybe I would just add a drop of orange and see what happens. You can play with it, but do it always one drop at a time. If you want to use it on your skin, you just mix them either in an unscented cream or lotion, or like Robin said, in a vegetable oil,
The
what's
castor
called
oil.
The castor oil is very viscous, very heavy, very
It,
sticky. So that might not be the best for like jewelry, but jojoba oil is a brilliant oil, very neutral, very much like the sebum of the skin, not too expensive. You can mix it in that, and you can buy rollers. Aromatics have everything you need for such things. You can put the middle roller, like you had one there, I think, Robin, the roller.
yes, I have this one as a roller. And
Yeah, voila. You
right
can do
there.
that and you can mix your oil when you found something you really like. You say, oh, I like the clary sage, geranium, and orange together. Drip, drip, drip. Then you can put the oil in this roller and carry it with you. It's your perfume. You can put it on the skin because the oil helps so that the skin doesn't get irritated. Pure essential oils can be really irritating on the skin. And here, really important because people do not speak enough about this is that if you get allergic reaction, a sensitivity to one essential oil, it might create cross sensitizations, not only with other essential oils, but with foods, with cosmetics, with natural botanicals. Be very careful. There are these MLM companies all about putting it pure on the skin. Problem is that it is very hurtful. And if you, I have had clients that have so sensitive skin, so they smell the oil while I massage with a neutral. That's how sensitive the skin can be. If you want to use them on your skin, mix them in a vegetable oil or a cream and keep dosages low
Mm.
just for safety, because this is a pet peeve of me, what I'm seeing people doing out there. Give your children pure essential oils.
Start small. Use
You,
an oil that will dilute it and start small. One of the things that I also like doing is using a diffuser,
yes.
especially at night if you have trouble sleeping. That can be really nice putting geranium in a diffuser at night or even lavender. Smelling those throughout the course of the night can help you stay
Yeah.
asleep.
Yes, that's a really good idea. Here again, I would recommend something that is electrical because the candle, a lot of these diffusers are
Oh.
with candles. So
Mhm.
use an electrical just to be on the safe side. But definitely, first one to go for is lavender. But here again, it's so individual. We're not all the same. I know people who sleep really well on ilang ilang, which I would not. It's a little bit of party. It doesn't make me sleep. But lavender can make you sleep. So again, find what works for you and always trust yourself. Look for oils that you like we talked about earlier. And then afterwards, you can look them up and see what they are used for. You will get a lot of tips and tricks because I'm an aromatherapy teacher. My training is a year long, right?
Mhm.
I can't give you all of that like this in a call. So you will get the emotional, a handful of oils, and it's great. But it's a brilliant start. And for the rest, you can experiment a lot. So you can have it in diffusers. If you have oils that have gotten a bit older, so they're not really therapeutic anymore, they still smell good. Use them for your cleaning. Use them in your
Oh.
laundry. You don't have to throw them out. You can still have the pleasure of the beautiful scent, but it won't be therapeutic. So
Oh.
you will never waste it. For the skin, definitely. If you're women in menopause, you do want to use a nice serum with I use clary sage, grapefruit, and vetiver I have in mixed castor oil and jojoba mixed. And I use that under a very heavy cream that I also make because we need a lot of fat.
I just love this conversation. This is such good information. I don't want to overwhelm, but I love what we've talked about and how women can start incorporating aromatherapy into their life slowly and use these tips for beginners. If you already are in the middle of the road and you've been using some, feel free to reach out to Anna. Are
Yeah.
there any closing thoughts that you'd like to share with our listeners? Do you have a course or a way of connecting with you?
I have given the link to a little PDF. It's just sort of basic, a few oils and a little beginner so. But if there is interest, I put together. I have aromatherapy courses. I also have courses about menopause and how to deal with that, some anxiety, all this emotional stuff. I think the emotional thing is so important. Whatever is going on with us emotionally will impact us on a physical level. The first place to work is on mindset and emotion. If we can access that, we can access the rest. That's what I believe.
That is such good wisdom to understand and to start with where we are emotionally. I love the idea that essential oils can help with mindset and change our energy levels. That's something we should be paying attention to, especially when we're either perimenopause or right in the middle of it, or even post menopause. We will have all your information, your free PDF, and the courses and all this information to get a hold of Anna. Anna, I just want to thank you so much for bringing your wisdom today and enlightening us to a whole different way of being able to manage our energy, our emotions. It's just so wonderful to have you and to share your wealth of experience with our listeners. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I love sharing this magic. I want to turn the whole world onto aromatherapy. It's 35 years now plus I've been
Oh,
doing it. So,
you're
yes.
so amazing. Thank you for being on our show today. Everyone, check Anna out and tune in next time to the Menowave Lounge, hot flashes and cool conversations.